Hey, let's demystify the landing pattern here at Skydive Arizona and get those people that are new to this drop zone acquainted with the DZ. Most likely you're going to be heading down I-10 coming from Phoenix to head to the drop zone, or you're going to be heading up north from Tucson going up the I-10. You'll be passing, if you're heading up north, you'll be passing the Picacha Mountains or Picacha Peak to our southeast, or the Casa Grande Mountains to our northwest. Okay. It's wintertime here, so the sun's going to be rising pretty much over the Picacha Mountains and setting to the west, just south of the Casa Grande Mountains. The nice thing about Arizona is everything here is in a grid-like system. Okay, north, south, east, and west. It's critical that you learn the cardinal directions here at Skydive Arizona. Everything is based upon that. Okay, so just pay attention for a couple seconds and really kind of get acquainted with this. As you're driving in the drop zone, it's a really good idea to start to get acquainted with the cardinal directions. So we're going to be heading north on Tumbleweed Road. And when you're driving, you'll notice some power lines to your left right here. You notice a bunch of hangars and RVs, the runway. And then you're going to make a right-hand turn into the drop zone headed east. From there, you'll see a bunch of stuff here. It's a really bad place to land, so I want you to take note of it. I also want you to take note of the medevac. We don't want you to land on that. But anyways, there's two places to park, right here and right here. Just make sure that you leave a little road for the medevac guys to get in and out of. We're going to park, and then you're going to walk into the drop zone. On your left, you'll see the loft, the school. To the right, you'll see the cookery. We're going to pass the school, past the basketball court, and we're going to go into what we call the main hangar. In the main hangar, there's going to be registration there, and then that's where the manifest is. There's packing right here. There's packing here. There is a bunkhouse right here, and there's bathrooms here in the main hangar and in the event prop cookery. There's also, these are the team rooms that some of you may be staying in. But yeah, that's the drop zone. Let's zoom out for a second and get a lay of the land as far as landing areas. Let's start where you can't land. That's the swoop on. Unless you're signed up for the swoop on and doing a hop and pop and profess that you're actually swooping in that swoop area, you can't land there. If it's a Mercy, of course you could land there, just be safe. But as a rule of thumb, that landing area is closed. This is the north landing area. This is what we call the main landing area. This is the south landing area, or the alternate landing area. A lot of times, the tunnel landing area is open. That's another awesome landing area. This is the wind tunnel, and this is what we call the tunnel road. Okay. So let's go and talk about the main landing area really quick. The main landing area is broken into two halves. There's the north half and the south half. If you notice, there are some bricks in the middle here. We cannot cross the center. This is called our center line. We cannot cross the center line here below 1,500 feet. Okay, and the reason for that is the people in the north are going to be landing on this side of the landing area, and the people on the south are going to be landing on this side of the landing area. Okay, there's converging patterns. Okay, you cannot cross that center line below 1,500 feet because we do not want to have collisions. Okay, so let's talk about landing patterns. If you're landing to the east, okay, we're going to be doing, and you're on the north side of the landing area, we're going to just go like that. Okay, it's going to be a left-hand pattern. If you're landing to the west on the north side, we're going to make a right-hand pattern. Okay, because we do not want to have a collision right here. Okay, likewise, if you're on the south side of the landing area, you're going to be going over the buildings, make a right, landing this if you're landing to the east, and then it's going to be a left-hand pattern if we're landing to the west. Okay, downwind, base, final. We are not going to be doing any type of weird patterns here. Just stick with student status type of thing. Downwind, base, final. The other thing to take note of at Skydive Arizona is we have to land with the landing area. We are not going to be crabbing. We're not going to be doing any type of crosswind things because the wind's going that way. You have to land either east or west. If you do not like that, there's a huge desert for you to land in. But on this grass and this landing area, you have to follow the directions of the landing area. You may see the tandems, TIs do that, but they're the only ones that are allowed to do that. Okay, as far as this, on the main landing area, you must have 100 jumps or more. You can only do up to 180-degree turns, hook turns on this. I would highly suggest, if you're new to the drop zone, do not land in the main landing area your first couple jumps. There are some kind of obstacles here that you don't want to overshoot it. The tarmac is a beer line. This is a beer fine. There's a beer line right here that you don't want to cross. Basically, you don't want to land in this section unless you have a high performance campy. You can, and it's allowed, but just know that there's going to be somebody really fast going behind you, and it's generally not advisable. Okay, so that's the north landing area. Let's talk about the south landing area. The south landing area is similar. South landing area, we're only going to be landing to the south or to the north. We're always going to do the pattern over the desert, so left-hand pattern over the desert or the right-hand pattern over the desert. We just basically do not want to do the pattern over here, if that makes sense. Okay. There's only 9 degrees or less in this landing area, and that's it on this landing area. If you're a new person, I would just try to stay maybe like more towards this side, so you're not going to be overshooting into all these plants or overshooting onto the road. The other thing to take note is basically there's this think of a giant glass wall right here on this road. We do not want to cross over this road under 1,500 feet. And the reason being is we don't want to have contention. This is what we call basically the corner of death here, okay? We do not want to get into this people's airspace and have them thinking or not see us, okay, while they turn, okay? So we want to make sure that we stay on this side of the road if we're going to be landing in the south, or on this side of the road if we're landing on the north landing area. Do not cross over this road. It gets really dangerous if you don't follow that one rule. The wind tunnel landing area, sometimes closed, sometimes open. There'll be signs about it. It follows the same rules as the south landing area. The pattern is over this part of the desert. Left-hand pattern if landing to the south. Right-hand pattern landing to the north. Generally, you want to follow the same landing direction as the alternate, but and we'll talk about that in a second. This over here is an awesome place to land, by the way. It's so nice and clear and open. And same what we call the burn pit is awesome. A nice place to land if you don't like what's going on in the main landing areas. If you're going to land outside of the landing areas, just make it known and like pretty obvious that you're going to be landing on the outside. Don't land here and say and do your own pattern. Just make it pretty obvious. As far as landing direction, because the winds are so fluctuating out here in Arizona, the first person down sets the landing pattern. If you do not like their landing pattern, landing direction, if you do not like their landing direction, land in the desert. Okay, land outside of it. Do not just say, I'm going to do whatever I want because they're going downwind. No, just land in the desert. A lot of times I will hold in brakes and just wait to see if somebody's a little bit lower than me where they're going. I'll be holding out like here or here, just trying to see which way they're going to go, and then I'll commit to the landing direction. There is no sashaying here at Skydive Arizona. This individual does one in front of me, and it easily could have caused a collision. Stay in your lane on final and be predictable. Once you land, make sure you are watching for oncoming traffic. You're not like talking to your friend and being oblivious to somebody and they hit you. Turn around. I like to stand behind my parachute, so I'm creating a lane for more people to land and do all my toggle stowing or whatnot and watching for oncoming traffic. I would highly suggest if this is your first time here, just sit and watch a couple of landings and see how things are going. Watch the jump run. The jump run's always either north or south. And just kind of pay attention to what's going on so that you have an idea. Ask a bunch of questions. Look at the safety board. Watch the briefing video when you get here. And I hope you have a lot of great skydives. Thank you very much.